Hello and welcome to another game of the Reversed Captainsmode semi-finals. We are here with Mousesports taking on Typical Mistakes. And my deepest apologies for saying it wrong the entire evening, because I have been saying tactical mistakes while it's obviously typical mistakes. What a typical mistake of me to make. But I know that was a bad pun. But yeah, we are going to be seeing game number 3. Both of these teams have been taking a game fairly convincing for Typical Mistakes when they got themselves a 17-minute win in game number 1 against Mousesports. Mousesports taking on game number 2 with the advantage going their way basically the entire time, but Typical Mistakes still making a bit of making Mouz work for it basically. But at least in the end, Mousesports was still able to get it. Convincing fashion, for sure. Anti-mage with the hard man style and Battle Fury. Yeah, I'd say that's convincing. And yeah, we're gonna be seeing not really that much of a surprise as we see again a Medusa band out. So far though, Meepo being kept in the pool. First pick goes to Mousesports, so if Typical Mistakes doesn't ban him out right now, they know they can expect Meepo on their plate. And is that really something that you want to be having? Of course, quick rundown for the rules again, as you know. Each team drafts for the other team. That's the whole point of having a Reversed Captainsmode. Mousesports will draft for Typical Mistakes, so the heroes that they draft will appear on Typical Mistakes' side. Typical Mistakes will draft for Mousesports, so the heroes that they choose appear on Mousesports' side. And we are going to be seeing at least one agility, one strength, and one intellect hero of all. Well, one hero of each attribute, basically. So for each team that is, and also each team has to have 2 ranged heroes. For the people wondering who is streaming the 4FC versus Infinity match, you go to Canusta on Twitch TV. He is casting 4FC versus Infinity. So that is where you are supposed to be heading if you want to watch that game instead. Of course, there's 2 semi-finals going on at the same time. We're going to be seeing Mousesports thinking very long about their first pickup for Typical Mistakes. We have got, of course, still the Meepo ban out. I mean, that was kind of expected, I guess. But we also have got a lot of heroes still in the pool that we have seen. We have seen Skeleton King banned out every single time of this best out of 3 so far. And there we have it. First pick from Typical Mistakes for Mousesports. I have to say, though, personally, it's not that bad. They're probably going to be running it as support and have got themselves a strong carry, sorry, not a strong carry, a strong stun. They have a strong disable. That's something that you can't take for granted in this mode. Phantom Assassin is going to be the one that Mousesports picks up for Typical Mistakes, with a Necrolite going away of Mousesports. And Mousesports now having the chance to pick up 2 heroes for Typical Mistakes before their last hero will be drafted by them. So far we've got 1 ranged and a strength and an intellect on the side of Mousesports. So if Typical Mistakes now drafts in agility range for them, that means that it will be fairly difficult for Mousesports to ban heroes out that Typical Mistake will have in store for them. And that's something that we see teams do more lately than we have at the start. Just making sure that all the requirements are met in the first 3 picks, just to make sure that it's going to be tough as hell to ban out against the teams drafting. Clinks is going to be the one, so it looks like Mousesports is not going to be doing the same theory, and they are going to be giving away the Clinks and the Lycan as the 2 heroes for Typical Mistakes. As well, they have 1 range with that, but they still need a ranged and intellect hero to be picked up in the last 2 picks up. Of course, a ranged intellect hero in itself is a pretty easy hero to find, so we might see just that. As we're going to be seeing the last hero picked up by Typical Mistakes for Mousesports in just a moment. And I'm kind of assuming they have been doing this the entire time, just trying to get all the requirements out of the way in the first 3. So I'm kind of expecting a ranged agility hero. We still have got, oh actually we don't have the sniper in anymore, but I'm sure they can find something. It's not too difficult to find it, or at least get out an agility or a ranged, one of the 2. Because there's not that much heroes that are ranged that you actually want to give away. And maybe they want to give away an OD again, but OD in the previous game did a pretty damn good job. Taking their time. Both teams actually using quite a bit of their bonus time. I mean, even if this is a fun tournament, so to say, there's still a 1,500 prize pool for this, so you do want to win. And they give away the Morphling agility range that is, so that means Typical Mistakes have met their requirements. Mousesports haven't. So Mousesports are gonna be having a tough time banning out heroes against what Typical Mistake might still pick up for them, so they just have to ban out heroes that they really don't want to be playing. Spirit Breaker, for example, would be an example for that one. And Typical Mistakes, they're going to be trying to ban out ranged intellect heroes, or either one of the two. So we're going to be seeing what they have in store for us as Mousesports. Going to be thinking about going a bit into the bonus time. As both teams are actually even on 49 seconds, but it's going to be changed very soon if Mousesports doesn't draft anything. And they don't, so bonus time, there we go. And by the way, for all people asking, for all people wondering, we did have Synderen in the first game today, but he had internet issues and wasn't able to stay, and that's why Mousesports are now playing with a stand-in. Blister is the stand-in for them, and that's why Synderen, well, like I said, that's why Synderen isn't here. So, unfortunately, his first reappearing in a solid team, not going the way that he thought it was gonna go, but don't worry. He's still in there.
10 seconds remaining.
Mousesports.
5
this is
seconds
trouble.
remaining.
5 seconds is all they have left. Oh, they're not gonna... I have to check the chat. They're not gonna ban anything. They want to make sure that everything is still in the pool to draft when they get out of this banning phase. We might see admin wondering, you know, what is this actually intentional? But no word just yet, so I'm assuming this is all intentional, and we're gonna assume that. It makes sense in a way, though.
10 seconds
like banning
remaining.
out heroes right now, which they still do, apparently. This one, they figured out they might as well. Banning out heroes now is kind of counterproductive, because you still want to pick up crap heroes for your opponent team, so you don't want to be banning out any crap heroes. Or not too many anyway, because then you'll be forced to give away a good hero with the last pick that you do. But let's see if they're going to be letting one go again. They let the first one go, picked up a second ban, and this is their last ban. I have to say, by the way, disable-wise, Mousesports is not doing that bad. They've got, of course, a Skeleton King Hellfire Blast, they've got the Reaper Scythe, which is about 2 seconds stun, and they've got an Adaptive Strike. Typical Mistakes doesn't have anything. And the Ricky still gets banned out. I'm banning out a bit of the squishiest melee heroes. They want to be getting a tankier one to be able to deal with the clinks. We might see a Pugna pick up again, actually. We saw Pugna pick up in the first game, and it was actually 3 range that were in the first game as well. I mean, you don't really want to give away 3 range, but if you have to, why not? And Pugna is very squishy, and with crits from Phantom Assassin and Clinks or Lycanthrope, it's going to be painful. There goes the last range that Typical Mistakes doesn't want to be playing. They ban out 3 range, so an OD, a Drow, and a Death Prophet. So 2 of them are intellect. Mousesports still need to pick 1 intellect ranged hero, and they first pick a Faceless Void, giving Typical Mistakes a more farming agility heroes. And let's see what Typical Mistake have in store for Mousesports. They don't need to meet any requirements anymore, as I said, so they can just pick whatever they want to for Mousesports. Let's see if that Spirit Breaker is gonna make it through once again, or if this time they want something different.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Come on. I'm kind of waiting for it, because they have the time. I mean, they had the time to think about these drafts. I mean, Mousesports used up all of their bonus time for that banning phase, so It's kind of expecting them to already have an idea about what they want to be giving away, and they are giving away a Spectre, so more farming hero again, agility hero for Mousesports. This is starting to get dangerous though, because if this is gonna get late, Spectre is definitely a good hero to have, even against the Faceless Void. She should be tanky enough to be able to stay alive through the Chronosphere. And then you also have a Morphling, which can definitely pull out some damage. And it all depends on how good the lanes are gonna be going. And the lanes are actually, I would say so far, going in favor of Mousesports purely because of that Skeleton King and the stun that they have. And now Zeus is going to be picked up for Typical Mistakes, and we might actually see Zeus just played mid, just to make sure that he gets those levels up, because if he doesn't, he's going to be food. He's going to be cannon fodder, and I think Typical Mistakes knows that. So they can't afford that.
Ten seconds remaining.
Let's see what Typical Mistake have in store for Mousesports. This is the last hero.
5 seconds remaining.
Is there going to be another agility carry? Do they really want to give away another anti-mage? I don't think so. We saw, of course, anti-mage in the previous game, and even though it wasn't played by Black, Poikfight definitely knew how to handle that up against the Necrolite he was up in the lane. And it's gonna be the Viper. We saw it in the previous game. Another range, so they actually give away 3 ranges. I do still like Viper though, even though he wasn't going that well in the previous game. Viper is definitely one of those heroes that can contribute to a game, even if he gets a bit shut down. I mean, his slow is pretty decent, and I personally like him, so yeah, it's not too bad. Orb Effect on the lane, definitely not bad. And if you then combine that with a Skeleton King Hellfire Blast and maybe with a Morphling or something that can also pull out some aggression early on, Necrolite, mid, Spectre, solo, safe lane, I'd sign for it. It sounds pretty decent. Let's see what they're going to be doing with their lanes. We have got the Radiant side on for Mousesports, and it's Typical Mistakes that are on the Dire side. We have got Fan of Soyon. Well, Fan of Soyon, there we go. Picking up the Templar Assassin, I think for the 2nd time this evening. And we are going to be having a remake because one of the casters has a co-caster, so we're going to be remaking for that, surprisingly. And that is not something that normally happens, so that's why you see a bit complaints about that. And yeah, keeping this in the drafting thing, so, or in the what's it called? In the VOD. Hello, people in the VOD. Now you can see that I look tired. I'm not tired though. But we are gonna be having a game real soon. I kind of think that Mousesports has got a pretty decent draft with this. Pretty decent indeed. And I mean, giving away Zeus, it makes sense. If you give away Zeus, you give away a hero that is very squishy, that you know need a solid lane, and then you know that either he's gonna be squishy for the entire game, or you know what to shut down. And the reason why Zeus is never picked, because if he is mid and he is shut down, or he's easy to shut down, I mean, because he is mid, he can't really run. You can't really, you can easily gank him, and if you then have yourself a Skeleton King, you've got yourself a stun, and you've got yourself a kill. And we've got ourselves a game. That's what we have. There we go. Back again. And we're gonna be having the draft in all pick, obviously. And there we go. Go on. Draft. Oh, 25 seconds. We have to wait 25 seconds. That's sad. That is sad, isn't it? I wonder if I could ask for remakes if I have a co-caster. Oh wells. So you are watching Reversed Captainsmode. That's right. Reversed Captainsmode tournament. Typical Mistakes came first in their group of Americas. And they're up against Mousesports, who came second in the group of Europe after 4FC. We're in the other semi-finals. And we are going to be seeing which one of these two teams is going to be going ahead to get into the finals of the AtoD 3 It is gonna be the Faces Void, who's gonna be played by Ryu Boros. It is gonna be Fan of Soyeon, who's gonna be playing the Phantom Assassin. I'm a Sheep Sucks is gonna be playing that Zeus. Gonna be apparently going towards that mid lane as expected. Cakes will be playing the Killings. Let's see who's gonna be playing the support. It is gonna be Fan of Soyeon, that's gonna be a supporty hero, as well as well, semi-support, I guess. They only need one support because they can send Lycanthrope inside that jungle, and he is gonna do just that. So that will be played by actually Pendigo, and he is actually not the stand-in that we saw the entire time. This is the first game that he is actually in, as we saw stand-ins for the previous game. Let's see, Mousesports gonna be going for this, but Viper not gonna be really the one who wants to jump in first, and he goes down. This is not a good start for Mousesports.
First blood.
And that is yeah, awkward for Mousesports, because they were the ones to aggress, so you would have expected them to be able to do this, but they kind of got surprised. That's why you don't run unprepared up to the high ground. We've got Quickfire playing the Morphling, gonna be going on that offline on him, maybe aggressive Trilon even with Pass. Gonna be the one to be the support, as well as Viper, as expected. Then aggressive Trilon. Mid is gonna be taken on by Fada, and then solo offline by the Spectre. Everything is as I said it would be. Yay, thank you. And that is gonna be Black playing, of course, the Spectre. So that is the entire lineup for both teams, as the first blood is already on the board. It is gonna be Mousesports that are slightly behind here, with actually typical mistakes getting a bit ahead. That's what they do. Phantom Assassin got the gold for that. Is very rich. Hasn't spent a gold. There is a range. There is a flying courier already, but he still has 600 gold. So I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to be doing with that one. As he might be thinking about just saving it a bit. We are going to be spending most of our times on this top lane, by the way, because that is in theory where most of the action should happen. Aggressive Trilon, you know, what's in a name. Mid lane in theory should not be anybody's death, because you've got yourself a Necrolite who's going to be able to stay alive. Zeus is going to be able to stay alive because he is just that careful. He knows he can be squishy. If there's going to be a death mid, it's probably going to be because of a rotation of some sort from any team. In the meantime, on a bottom lane, in theory, nobody should die. Both have a form of escape, but like you see here, I mean, the harassment is there. From both sides, the harassment will be there. So we're going to be seeing which one gets ahead, and, you know, at some point one might overextend and actually die. So, or overextend, but just extend and then just get a kill. Just be a bit, yeah. If the other guy is too greedy. But that's gonna be us back to the top lane, because aggressive trial lane need to be aggressive, otherwise you're not gonna get anything out of that. You need to shut down your opponents, make sure they don't get farm, make sure they don't get experience, and make sure you get farm and you get experience. As we're gonna be seeing Faces Void getting slowed down, try to go for a bash up on the Morphling, doesn't get it, slow up on a Viper, gets a wrestle up by the neutrals here actually. But is gonna be able to stay alive anyways. Quickfire in the meantime, sitting on 11 for 5. You have to count in some neutrals, but still doing very well for himself. 3 for 0 only on the PA. Actually, she is a supporty hero, I was expecting. 3 for 1 also up on Broers. I kind of think this is a Phantom Assassin that doesn't know yet what she's gonna be. Because she plays the sentries, and then she got the first blood thinking, oh, hey, I actually might be able to get myself some farm this game, so why should I not try to go for a bit of a semi-carry build? And especially since Face of Void can't get close here anyway, her dagger can actually get close, and can actually get those last hits that Faces Void wouldn't be able to get anyways. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, it's gonna be Black that's gonna go for Cakes a bit, but there's the invisibility and no detection up on Black, of course. I mean, he's here to farm, not here to kill in theory. So, no detection just yet. He's 12 for 3 with Cakes sitting on 9 for 1. Fairly even, slightly in favor of Black, as we have I'm a Sheep Sucks being forced to use the remainder 2 bottled charges that he has, or at least the last one that, well, at least one of them. But I kind of think he needs to use the other one as well, but it's just me. Meantime, Fada is sitting on 20 for 3. He's having a good old time. With I'm a Sheep sitting on 15 for 1. Wow, Dutch. Yes. 15 for 1. Slight difference. Not too bad though. I mean, he's getting the levels, which is the most important thing. He's slightly behind. 3 denies up on one, 1 deny up on the other. So slight difference, but not that much to make an actual real difference later on in the game. In the meantime, it's going to be Viper that's going to be continuing to lay down the harassment. He is going to have to be careful though, because this is something that, I mean, if you're on an aggressive trial and you don't get kills and you don't get the neutrals, you're going to be behind on experience at some point, and that is what's happening right now. We see level 2s up on the heroes of Mousesports, with actually level 3s already up on Koifa, so that's nice. But level 3s already up on the heroes on the dire side, Typical Mistakes. And the dagger being used to farm continuously, helping out as well. Kind of curious to see where we're going to be seeing a kill, because I was expecting it top, and they might be actually still be able to get it. Phantom Assassin doesn't have anything in blur just yet. The stun was already there. Are they going to dive this? It looks like they are. We form over the top, but it's already PA that goes the other way. They might be able to get past in return. Viper going to be able to do this. Does have enough mana to finish the job. Oh, Soyeon, he dodges. Oh, Koifa, he can reform again. He just has to find the place. He sees the place. Reform needed. No reform, but death is there for Soyeon. There we go. Even with the blur up there, they do still get the Skeleton King though, and they will also get the Viper if they're not careful. The slow is there. The wolves might do the job. He just sends them on them and goes on the Morphling to try and force them away from that Faceless Void, who's trying to dodge this. He has got a self. He should use it right now. Koifa, he still will be able to get the last hit up to stop the self. Doesn't even do that. He's just gonna run for it. His morphing into strength is gonna get ganked there by Soyeon, and that will be a kill. Or will it be? Oh, it should be a kill. It might not be a kill. The jump will be there again in 6 seconds. The dagger is there to slow him down. One more hit is needed. Where are the wolves? Wolves are gone. Viper actually did not go down. Koifa is gonna go down. Viper still lands a hit just to make sure that he... Never mind, Viper dead. That is Soyeon getting the kill, so that is all of a sudden 1-4. 3-1 trade on this top lane. All 3 heroes of Mousesports going down for just one puny little boots first. Phantom Assassin. And he actually comes in and gets another kill. And hey, level 6. Mid lane, that was Zeus going down. Pass coming in to help out with the stun. My bad. Well, that was to be expected that that would happen at some point. That was of course the kill that we were expecting Mouz to get, but I wasn't expecting them to die, all of them on the top lane, and they were just too long there. They were trying too hard. And of course one of the risk of running an aggressive trial in this kind of mode, I mean, you're assuming that your opponent doesn't have a strong lane. That makes sense, because you gave them your lanes, their lanes rather. So you're assuming that your opponent doesn't have anything to really shut you down, but if you walk around the enemy tower long enough, well, you know, it's not gonna end well. And that's just proven by Mousesports. In the meantime, Fada sitting on an Invis rune. Zeus is level 6 though. This could be a turntable, time changer. It's gonna be a changer.
Dire's top tower is under it.
Oh, hello. Nah, that's fine. But level 6 up on Zeus might be making a difference. Level 6 or level 8 actually up on the Necrolite after that kill up on Zeus. That's a big difference. And that's some trouble for Zeus. I mean, the thing about a Necrolite is, and I've been saying that every single time a Necrolite is there, he kind of wants to get his tanky build going. Now, one thing that you don't want to have when you're a Zeus is tanky heroes against you, because you want to be able to burst them down with your lightning bolt, and right now he can't really do that to the Necrolite. Necrolite levels higher, already getting tanky without even having real tanky items, apart from the buckler, which is not really doing anything against magic. Hello, Courier. Bye, Courier.
Has been killed.
He was on the way back, so he still got the items there. But still a nice pick-off, and a lot of gold going away, and that's something that is important, of course, especially in this mode. You don't get your gold that easily. You have to work for it. Courier? I don't have to work for it that much. You have to your enemy to work for it. To make sure it fails. Black is going to be able to stay alive. Stun up on Cakes, actually. He doesn't have his invis. Pass, though, level 4. And this is actually overextension. There we go. Black goes down. Pass is going to be having to run away. And Black coming back in there. Bad choice. In the meantime, Zeus having mana boots ready. Going to be trying to get a rune. Doesn't get lucky for the 8-mana rune because it's top and it's haste. And it will be going the way of Fada, who has almost got his mechanism complete. Hello, haste rune. Hello, Lycanthrope. He has his ulti as well, by the way. He has to be careful though, because one Reaper side might actually kill him off. But he pops the wolf form, and he's gonna go for that. He can turn around at some point. The Haunt is actually gonna be helping out. Is he gonna be turning this around? He might be trying to, but the wolf, is he fast enough to deal with that? And that's gonna be Reaper side able to kill off the Lycanthrope if he just gets the hit in. If he just gets the hit in, he doesn't get the hit in, and he is panicking and running away for his life. Dagger will kill him off though. Hello, Soyeon getting the kill. No Reaper side to kill. Get a kill on the Lycanthrope. Awkward. In the meantime, It is Cakes that is gonna be going down here, getting a stun, getting a dagger, and getting a last hit from the pass, who is now level 5 with that kill. In the meantime, on the top lane, it is gonna be the tower that's getting some harassment. But here comes Face Void. He does have his Chronosphere. If he can get one off, well, being on fairly decent HP and having both, no, you can't do that. He has to actually run for his life right now. There's no weave, that's good for him. Time Walk is still used though, just in case. He doesn't have any supports hanging around him either. In the meantime, we have the gold graph fairly even. It's going back and forth from both sides. Of course, otherwise it wouldn't be back and forth. Duh. Sorry. Obvious. Slightly in favor of inexperience for typical mistakes. Purely, of course, for the advantage in kills.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And actually clings. He's not doing bad at all on that farm, is he? He has got his first Oblivion stab ready. Of course, I mean, Mousesports still getting slightly ahead in the farm department up on their top heroes. The farm is more evenly spread upon typical mistakes. As you can see, I mean, the two supports of Mousesports basically have nothing. But the highest of Mousesports really have quite a lot there. As for typical mistakes, I mean, they have got like Lycan through Faces Void. Faces Void actually lowest of all. That basically have got not that much. And their Kling's doing okay. 5 HP. Really? Great. That was also Zeus ultis being used. That's what the thunder came from. Dagger. Black. Trouble. In a lot of trouble. Lands another dagger of his own, but doesn't do anything with it. Can't do anything with it. And goes down. In the meantime, Viper gonna be home safe. Good for him. Good for him indeed. And Faces Void gets some more farm here. Like, he's only got 19 last hits, which is kind of sad. But with now the aggressive trialing kind of over, he should be able to do more. You're gonna be able to get a Wii farm in his face first, though. You're gonna be forced back by Koikfa, who's gonna be free farming there as we have Pass. He has got his level 6. He doesn't have any mana though. 2 stick charges might be able to be enough to get him there, but doubt it actually. So he has to be careful there, but the DD ruined Fada is going to be able to force everybody in off, and that is actually Viper coming in. They know that the PA is there. They might try to go for it. The Haunt is there. He's going to be he's going to be TPing out. He knows that the only Viper is there, and Viper can't do anything against it. In the meantime, on the top lane, it's going to be the Morphlin that goes down. And the tower still drops as well, but that's a deny on the tower. Morphling, slightly overextending. So no kill on the bottom lane for Mousesports, but I'll kill for typical mistakes on the top lane. And the first tower of the game that was, by the way. No towers down yet in typical mistakes, as Cakes gets a bit of more harassment. Looks like we are seeing Mousesports getting a bit of pressure here, but they can't really push that fast, so... yeah. Dominating. That was PA, again. May I remind you that this is the PA that bought himself sentry wards, and then decided, you know what? I'm not gonna buy anything yet because I don't know yet what I'm gonna be doing with my hero. Ended up getting the first blood, ended up getting a lot of gold, and is gonna be a happy Phantom Assassin. He has got 5 kills to his name. He's been in all 9 kills so far, by the way. He's 5 kills, 4 assists. Been in all 9 kills. He's gonna be able to jump to Koikfa, just harass him away, make sure that the tower is gonna be safe, and actually gonna be having another TP incoming. Crits. And this is trouble. Oh, trouble for Templar Assassin. That is Phantom Assassin, rather. He goes down to the Reaper's scythe of the Fada. And that is gonna be only a Zeus left standing. Gonna be able to land some harassment there. And the Morphling, of course. Morphling actually still dying. That was still the Zeus doing the job there. Even without his ultimate, just that lightning bolt doing the job. Tower will still go down. Second tower of the game, as that's the ultimate from Zeus right there, but the mechanism helping out. But here comes the cavalry, and it's gonna be Lycan that gets a kill from Fada. Plus in a lot of trouble, doesn't have mana to stay alive, and doesn't use his stick charges beforehand either, and will be going down. And that is a worthy sacrifice for the Phantom Assassin, and that will be Phantom Assassin trying to go bottom. Let's see what she can do to Black. Harassment is there, the jump is forward. Let's see what you can do. Let's see some crits. Never mind, no crits. Okay, it's gonna be then this turn that goes down. Dominating Lycanthrope. This is typical mistakes, getting ahead real fast. Gold graph, not that big of a difference yet, because we do of course have 2 towers down on typical mistakes, with no towers down yet on Mousesports. But the experience graph tells the story as how we feel it to be.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Apparently there's a difficulty on embedding my stream. Oh well, that's not my issue actually, that's the issue of the website. Oh well, Hello people in Dota TV. You don't watch embedded, you watch live in Dota TV. You can of course buy the Dota TV ticket. Not only to support the organizers, but also to support the organizers. And to watch the games inside the client. There we go. Of course the finals are still to be had. Cake's gonna be getting a dagger in the face, gonna be going invisible, but that low does. And that's gonna be something that you could be waiting for. The shutdown is there. They don't get the kill with the Reaper scythe, but it doesn't matter. Necrolite gets the kill regardless. And that is gonna be also the PA running for his life because he knows what's coming for him. 5 heroes of Mousesports bottom lane. Looking for a death on the tier 1 tower. Last tier 1 tower is still standing on the side of Typical Mistakes. Let's see if they can do it. Doesn't look like they got any competition.
Dire's bottom tower.
But the question is, what is Typical Mistakes gonna try to get in return for that? Nothing? Nothing. Just farm. Not too bad either though. But the gold grab therefore goes back up a bit again. And this is just 5-man Dota for Mousesports, realizing that they were not ahead and want to be ahead. Zeus, trouble. The Haunt's actually not there, there's no mana. It is gonna be Seal Stun though, and that is gonna be Zeus going down. It is Black that picks up the kill, something that he desperately needed. PA coming in from the side as well as it clings. But PA, about 1 versus 5, that's not where you want to be. Dust goes up, they find the clings, they kill the clings, jump back in from Soil, doesn't get crits. He's gonna get chased down, and there is gonna be another Hellfire Blast, and they will be able to get him. There he goes, and that is gonna be a kill, and that is gonna be the last kill that they get in the bottom lane. They don't get the tower though, they have to TP back. They have to make sure that the push doesn't continue here from the Lycan. Quick Fact coming in, level 9 versus level 10. Tower will still go down, might actually get denied. Doesn't get denied actually. Skeleton King still takes the gold on the tier 2 tower bottom, so that is nice for him. But not too bad for Typical Mistakes to trade that, but on the other hand, losing the PA for that, even though she started out as support, actually built by his wards again. I don't know what that's about. I mean, Faces Void really didn't get that much. We still see PA on farm actually now lower again than the Faces Void, but she was doing so well. Faces Void, I guess the time that they got with farming top, it really was worth it. He didn't die yet, of course, and he's now been in 6 kills. Chronosphere actually finds himself a Viper. Might not have the attack speed, but it doesn't matter, and Zeus actually kill-steals that because he can. He is Zeus after all. Feels like he is entitled to all the kills of all the world, being god and all. But yeah, kill is a kill. Not that matters. Gets another assist to his name, right? Faces Void? Yeah. Assists are good too. Let's see if they can get themselves another PA. Slow is there. Spectre gonna be hiding herself in Roche Pit. Already knew what might be coming. I mean, even as a support, this Phantom Assassin has really been doing some damage with those crits. And again, 4-man Dota now for Mousesports. They have 4 because the last one is of course Viper that died earlier on. Let's see if they can get a tier 2 tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Let's see if they can do this. Watching for TM, there's no Chronosphere, and Mousesports knows that. Lycanis does have his wolf form though. There's a dagger, they're going for black. They're gonna jump themselves in. Quakefire gonna get a lot of harassment. Weave forms himself through the trees. Drone charge being popped, and they're actually gonna try to turn this around. It is gonna be Fada that takes a lot of damage, but has a ghost step to keep himself up. Lycanthrope is actually the one to go down to the Morphling, and it's Mousesports that look for more. Can they find more? I don't think so. They're all very low. But this is why that Necrolite is one of the annoying heroes in this kind of lineup, because if he does get a farm, he's gonna be able to just stand there and hit his Q, and that pulse just continues to go through. Mechanism to heal his team up, and it's still gonna be Viper that's gonna be going down probably, unless Black can try and stop that. It is the Kalings that gets the last hit with the Thunder's Wrath still helping out. They still want to chase this Spectre, gonna get jumped on, gonna be going down here most likely, unless there is no crit. Dagger will do the job. So they still get kills in return. That's something that Mousesports should have prevented. I think they could have backed off. The Delta Split didn't really work in their favor. Stick around that Necrolite and you'll be fine. You'll be just fine. PG fine. Let's see if Typical Mistakes can get themselves a tower out of this, because towers are money, and money is what they need right now, because they're still a bit behind on the gold. Well, they're still ahead on the gold, but they need more gold. Everybody needs more gold, especially if you have a Reversed Captainsmode. They are in favor of the experience. Mousesports in a bit of trouble. And Roshan now going to be taken down by Typical Mistakes. Looks like Mousesports have no idea that this is going on. They don't have any wards. Ever. Well, ever. Anywhere, I mean. TP out from Farah. We have a Yasha being built up by the Morphlin. Let's see if we can find some other new shiny items. Of course, it is Pus that's playing as support. It is Black that has got... He's got nothing. He has got nothing. He's got drums and he's got a shield. Former shield, which is nice and all that, but, you know. It is going to be the Mechana and the Ghost Scepter that we already saw up on Farah, basically what you can expect from him. And Viper also, that supportive role, actually might be going for an urn right now, but also not one that you can't expect too big of a things for. It's really going to be going down to that Morphling and the Spectre and the Necrolite. That's all. On the other side, we have got, of course, Typical Mistakes, who have got their Necronomicon level 1 already up on their Lycanthrope, so that split push is definitely going to be there. He's got his Flats, he's got his Aegis, he is a happy bunny. It is going to be, I guess, Phase Void that can be compared to the Spectre a bit. He is definitely higher on net worth as Morphling goes down. Actually, he got killed off top. It is gonna be the kill, or oh, Chrono. Oh, nice Chrono. It's up on 2. There's the Haunt still there though. Soyeon in a lot of trouble. It's gonna be him that's gonna be trying to run away. See, Reaper Scythe he holds in place a Phase of Void, who does go down, and a TAPA tries to TP out. Won't be able to do so. Goes down. Boom. Dead. And there was a buyback from the Morphling, of course. Came back to get the kill. Worthy buyback. Definitely worthy buyback. But please got himself a free kill there on the top lane. Gets himself the Orchid ready. If we continue going through items there, as the Veil of Discord is up on the Zeus. Nice to see him with that. Just making sure that his nukes are going to remain powerful.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And then Mousesports with that fight that they kind of won with the Faces Void going down and the Chrono not really amounting to anything. Gonna be getting themselves a reward. Tier Tower mid is the call. Sentry ward. It's gonna be up on the Skeleton King. Question is, are they gonna go for this? Yes, they are. I think this is gonna be spotted out by the Klingstone. At least he saw probably saw the sentry ward in the inventory of Pass. And next time he sees him, he won't have that. So he realizes that a sentry ward is down somewhere. The question is where? But you are gonna be playing extra careful when you see that. If you see that, that is, because Pass is hiding himself. Nah, he's gonna be visible soon. There we go. But with the Orchid, yeah, should be fine. He should be just fine if he doesn't run into 5 heroes at once. Illusions gonna be made by Morphling, getting himself a copy of the Lycanthrope. Gold graph still being fairly even now that the towers are more and more even. There's only 1 tower difference now. And this was, of course, Lycanthrope gonna be split pushing. That's his power. And he's gonna be continuing doing that. 1600 gold up on Black. Kind of curious to see if he's gonna go for the Fusion Blade still, or gonna go for Yasha, or what kind of item he thinks he can manage to get, what kind of build he can allow himself to get with the time that he has left in this game. It's always interesting to see that. Basher is gonna be the one for Soyeon, as we saw previous game that he played this. I'm gonna be farming back on top. Koikfa still having that Yasha. In the meantime, Courier has got already his ultimate orb, so we'll be going, or we'll be having rather, his Manta Style very soon. So we have got a bit of a stalemate, unless Cakes can try and go for a solo kill with this, especially if he gets help from a certain Faceless Void. And he actually, I think he jumped the gun a bit. He definitely jumped the gun. He definitely jumped the gun. They could have gotten that kill, but no can do. Well, I'm not sure how fast that Viper would have left that small camp, but too risky. So they're gonna go for Fada instead, since he's here by himself. Why not, right? Orchid is off cooldown again, but he has a Ghost Scepter, so we'll be able to use it, and buying time for his teammate to TP in. It's only the Morphling though, but the rest is so close by. And the Mount Style indeed up already there. Oh, Faces Void in some trouble. There's the Haunt. They want to go for him. He jumps himself away just in time. Make sure there's not going to be a dagger. Maybe they can get a Lycanthrope instead. Yeah, run. Yeah, that's better run. Hellfire Blast, not there from Pass. Ranged slightly too short. In the meantime, Like, I know he was walking around with wards and stuff, but he seems to be changing his mind constantly. Clinks hasn't been able to get any kills yet since he has his Orchid either. Mousesport's playing very careful, knowing that they just have to wait until Typical Mistakes makes a mistake. But they can't wait too long. They can't wait too long. PA and Phases Void and Lycanthrope are not to be messed with. I mean, that split push potential is something that is not... well, it can be there for Mousesports, but they need a lot of farm upon black to be able to have him split push, and then if there's a fight he can hunt himself in. And the Mountain Style Illusions of Morphling, of course, might do the job as well, but not as good as a Lycan. Like, Lycan pushes faster. Just that simple. Oh, they're gonna go for this, and not only them, it is gonna be also Soil that's gonna be there, but that Necrolyte showing up, Fada forcing them back, saving the life of Black, even though I'm not really sure if they would have been able to get him down, but at least not even gonna be attempting it. Not gonna be risking it if they don't know for sure that they can get a kill. And this is probably the most even game that we've seen all evening. With the first game going very convincingly to Typical Mistakes, second game going convincingly to Mouz, and now it's slightly in favor of Typical Mistakes, but we see the potential that Mouz has. And Experience Graph is the most defining difference, but I wouldn't count Mousesports out just yet. Those 3 core heroes that they have are more formed up than the 3 core heroes of Typical Mistakes. It all comes down to item choices, I feel like. What kind of game plan do they have? Clinks is gonna be going again. They know that Fada is around there, though. Do you really want to go 2-on-2? I don't think so. And they're backing off. And looks like Fada wants to go for the disables. Needs to get a sheep. And 5 heroes of Mousesports roaming towards the top lane. See if they can get a Clinks. Should be able to, having sentries and everything. Having dusts. Is Typical Mistakes gonna fight this? This is the last tower that they have standing. No fortification or anything for this. And they're gonna just gonna give it up. And not gonna get anything in return because Lycanthrope wasn't fast enough to get the kill on the tier 2. And that's gonna be 2 towers difference right now. So the gold graph will go back up a bit. Not as much though, because that was Mousesports sitting there with 5 heroes getting 1 tower, while Typical Mistakes was still farming at least on 2 lanes. So getting a bit of extra rather than 1 lane of farm and a tower. Getting 2 lanes of farm, no tower. So the difference is not that big. And that's gonna be Black in some trouble. Let's see if they're gonna use the chrono for that. I don't think they should. Drum charge being used, Black trying to run. Won't be able to. Won't be able to. No chrono being used for that one. And here comes the rest of Mousesports though. They have to be careful. Here comes the Necronomicon units. They find Pass first, then Koikfa. Who are they gonna be going for? The dust gets popped. They find the Clinks. The stun won't be there though, because there is the Orchid. Chronosphere locks in too from the side. It is gonna be Black that comes in after buying back. Wants to go for the Clinks. Will be able to go for the Clinks. It is gonna be also the Zeus that goes down to the Necrolyte. That's gonna be 2 down on the side of Typical Mistakes.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And all that it costed for Mousesports with a buyback. And of course they got themselves a Chronosphere with that as well. In the meantime though, on the bottom lane, Lycan also not getting anything on the tower. Tried to go back there. Couldn't get it done. Has got his Necronomicon at level 3. And 2500 gold to go. To have in his pocket, that is. And for the people wondering, you are still watching the Reversed Captainsmode semi-finals, game number 3. The heroes that you see are drafted for the team by the opponent team. So your goal is to give your opponents as crappy lineup as possible. Be that lineup in terms of having bad lanes, of just having bad heroes, which is practically impossible. Just having as little disable as possible, for example. And while still being inside of the rules, because each team had to give each other 2 ranged and at least 1 agility, intellect and strength hero. What's the courier gonna be buying? Oops. And that's gonna be Mystic Staff ready. That is gonna be going to the Necrolyte, I would assume. We would assume. Yep, Fada's property, and he has got his sheepstick ready. Now this is a big turnaround because, as I just said, I mean, you want to give your opponent as little disable as possible. In terms of disable, Mousesport wins. They've got the Hellfire Blast, they've got the Reaper Sight, they've now got a Hex. They got a lot. They even you got an adaptive strike, you know. Yeah. And all that typical mistake has is a lot of pushing power, with also the Zeus going for. Would you just start going for that? What the hell? Faces Void going for the Necronomicon. I thought I just saw it on the PA. PA going for a Necronomicon. So 3 Necronomicons are going to be up on TM soon. While Mouz is pushing down mid lane with 4 of their heroes. But the only one missing is the Morphling. And the Morphling illusion is actually not here either. The replica, that is. Because there's no replica. So they are here with 4 and they're going to stay with 4. And I'm not sure what Quickfire is thinking about doing. Oh, he does have an illusion. Where is it then? Oh, there it is. Oh, that looks awkward. Cake's gonna be fighting himself Fada. Where's he gonna go? He's gonna go for the courier. He's in time. 1 hit, 2 hit, boom, dead. And his TP's out. Nice. Nicely done. Second time this game, I think. Yep, gold graph, going back and forth, experience graph. Still in favor of TM quite heavily, but I don't think we can look at that anymore. This is just decision making, which is gonna be calling it. Gonna be seeing the Assault Cuirass up on the Lycanthrope aura build. Pretty typical. Want all the auras. Someone else has already got drums, and I guess. Yeah, she did. Faces Void got himself some drums. And it's actually not gonna go for that hard carry build. Probably knowing that if it does come to very, very late game, they might not be able to win against a Morphling and a Spectre. So why not just try to push and split push as much as possible? And just trying to outnumber their opponents. Who knows, might work. Looking at tier 2 bottom. TPs are gonna come in though. They want to try and defend this. Mousesports does not want to give anything away. And let's see if they will have to. Pass hanging around there, looking for a stun. The wolves are gonna come in to try and take the tower, perhaps? To help take the tower? Creepwave is already gone. This is a standoff. Who is gonna be going onto the battlefield first? Is it gonna be the support pass? Who's got himself a Helmet of Dominator? Is it gonna be the Faces Void that jumps forward to try and get a perfect chrono out? Look at the positioning of Mousesports. It's not gonna be easy. Oh, there goes the pings. The stuns goes actually on a creep. That's a bit bad from pass. And now that they know that, Chronosphere hits upon 2. Morphling actually got just outside there. It is gonna be Black that's still taking a lot of damage. Aegis is already getting burned. Fada runs himself away. Viper Strike will try and slow the opponents down. As it is gonna be Killings that goes down. Faces Void jumps himself out. Pass still goes down, paying for his mistakes the hard way. And it's a 1 versus 1 trade at the end of the day. No, it's not. Fada goes down. Zeus helping out there with the lightning bolt. Phantom Assassin, Trouble goes down. Can't get away. Black, Trouble as well. Might be able to kill off Zeus before Zeus kills off him. They both go down instead. And only Faces Void gets himself alive out of there. And that is gonna be no blurs. And no Phantom Strike. Awkward. Well, what can we expect from a support PA, right? To be fair. If you think you're gonna be a support. Although at some point you would expect to spec out of your stats and into your abilities, because of course he specs stats instead of abilities, but I don't know. Who knows? Awkward. Anyways, Mousesports winning that fight, not losing tower, only not killing off the Faces Void, but they did burn away the Aegis, so in a way, team fight, but nicely done. I'm quite surprised that TM didn't get more out of that. That was, I mean, they of course I already said like disables are important, so if you then just whip one, like pass it, just stun a creep instead, that's a big mistake. And that's something that TM should have been able to profit from. But they jumped in for the chrono, didn't get the Morphling, and that's what got them down. Faces Void couldn't really do that much inside his Chronosphere either, and it was just going down from that point on out, and then surprisingly them still getting some kills out of that one. But not something that they really wanna have happen. They wanna win that fight. Right? Right. Gold graph. Go slightly in favor of Mouz. Not that much. Experience grab is going to be bigger though. As in the change is going to be bigger. And we do see it go back to the 6k. Still in favor, of course, of TM. But if you look at the levels, you see the difference. It's just those two supports still sitting at level 13. But that's not really what's holding them back. The Morphling and the Necrolite are really doing really well for Mousesports. And with that Necrolite just being able to sit there and spam pulse and mechanism and make sure nobody dies, just keeps him in the fight long enough to be able to take down TM. We're just a bit levels higher than them, but yeah. That is the way of it. Kills are still in favor of TM though, but as you feel, as I feel, it's the difference almost non-existent. Oh. In the meantime, Lycan, of course, still trying to do what he can. Has got Assault Grass as good as ready. As he's gonna be having to run soon. They tried to look for him, found him, but the dagger doesn't reach, so having to giving up their search and not having to disable. Skeleton King actually picking up himself a Shadow Blade. Of course, if you do have a Lycan and a Phantom Assassin and a Faceless Void that are gonna kill you off, what better way to protect yourself from it as to making sure you're immune to physical attacks? He has to watch out for that Zeus though, because as said, I mean the level difference is there. Skeleton King is not really that big, and he can take a lot of damage from that burst damage that Zeus can pump out. And he has to be careful for that, but I'm sure he will be, as Boros is still gonna go for a Mask of Madness, perhaps even after his level 3 Necronomicon. Didn't really go the way that they planned it to in the previous fight, so next plan we're going still for a full carry build. Let's see if it's still gonna be in time. Question that we have to ask ourselves. And Viper in the meantime, Heaven's Halberd, his job. As I said, again, disables, important. Heaven's Halberd disables that Faceless Void, disables the PA, disables the Lycan. You're done. They are done, rather. Let's see if Typical Mistakes can keep getting those pickoffs though, just so that Mousesports can't really recuperate and can't really get themselves with the 5 men that they want. Chronosphere specifically for Koikfa. Well, that's worth it. That's worth it. Buyback. It's nice actually, forcing out the buyback. Making sure that Koikfa just spends that extra gold. Ooh, Kuryu. Where's he gonna go? The Haunt goes in. Actually, they find themselves Cakes, and Cakes gets dusted, goes down, probably. There goes the Hellfire Blast, and the one hit, boom, you're dead. Fada gets the kill. Can they find more is the question. I don't think so.
Top tower is under
But they do think so. They're gonna hunt this. They do have a dagger again in 4 seconds. They're gonna continue for this. Or at least Black is. Dagger, here he goes. Finds I'm a sheep. No, he doesn't. Aloes rune. Nice job. Maybe fight Soyon. He can jump himself away, so he shouldn't be worried. It's gonna actually just be TP out, maybe slightly worried. In the meantime, Lycan is pushing top again. But everybody of Mousesports is sitting middle, and they're gonna try to force Lycan back towards his base to see if they can get themselves a tower, or maybe even Rex. Nice Veil of Discord coming out. Here comes the spam. Watch out for your Ghost Scepters. Lightnings all around. And there goes the ulti also, doing a lot of damage there. Koikfa's gonna be TPing back, gonna be heading directly towards the Lycan, who's gonna be popping his wolf form and running himself away. There's still an illusion around here, I think, somewhere from the... maybe they just got him, actually. From the Morphling, I was gonna say. They just got him. Just in case he wanted to go back, but he doesn't. As we have got in about 2.5 minutes, we will have another Roshan fight, probably. Unless the team can just take it uncontested, which I highly doubt, because in this kind of game, Roshan is almost make it or break it. I say almost, because it's not guaranteed, but it does help you so much. So much. In the meantime, we're going to be having 2k gold still. I mean, I keep checking it because I keep thinking there's going to be a difference. It's not really a difference. Oh, bye, Viper. Yeah, that was to be expected if you find yourself in the midst of 3 enemy heroes. 3k gold upon Fada. Maybe still going for something like a pipe to deal with that Zeus. Because he is pumping out quite a fair amount of damage, so not really something you want to have hit on your head. really, without having a pipe. Especially not if he's gonna get a refresher at some point or something like that. If the game lasts long enough, you know, who knows what can happen. One thing though. One fight can end this game. This goes for either team. It really depends on where they're gonna have the fight, obviously. But this could all come down to one fight. And with that one fight, Roshan is gonna be needed. So I don't think either team will try to do something until Roshan is back up. Meantime, Faces Void has himself a Helm's Dominator rather than going for the Mask of Madness. As we're also seeing Pus trying to just get a bit of farm together. Trying to be more than just a support. That's gonna be the case now, the longer this goes on. Get your supports, or the heroes that you assign to be supports, to fulfill what they can actually be, to fulfill their semi-care role. Looks like they want to go for black here. There goes the Orca, or no, not even. They're just chronoing black. They just really want him down. They get him down as well. And the TP goes out from Fada. Doesn't want to be hanging around there. I don't blame him. And black, does he even have a buyback? He does. He definitely does. And they're gonna try to force it out. Maybe to at least take a tier 2. They can take a tier 2. They should be able to take it as a reward. Why not? I think his robe is pretty damn farmed, but then I saw the grass. 2200 gold. Quite a surprise to see him not getting a BKB just yet. As the tower actually stays. Pause. From Fada. Dropped. Someone dropped. Who dropped? I don't know who dropped. We don't know who dropped. Nobody knows who dropped. Sniff. Nobody knows. I know, I thought about a song there as well. Okay, I can't look at graphs anymore. Graphs are stupid in this game. There's the goal again. Apparently nobody dropped. Maybe someone dropped the mouse. That makes sense. I never drop my mouse, but I know of people that do. Buyback. Haunt. They're gonna be trying to go for the Faces Void. There's the Adaptive Strike to stop him from TPing out of there, and he is gonna be in a world of trouble. He needs 5 more seconds for his time walk. He's not gonna get it. And he's just gonna go down past taking his chair. His Faces Void also buys back. I mean, they know. They know Roshan
Radiant's bottom tower is under
is gonna be
attack.
the one that they want. Oh, they find Clinks. Did they have a dust? They do have a dust, but they can't find him anymore. He's way too fast. They can't find him anymore. There, he's out. He's out. Out. Now, word-wise, it is going the way of Typical Mistakes. In terms of knowing what's going on. Oh, Qualify getting silenced off. Ooh, run! Dagger still hitting. So I don't know exactly where he's gonna go. But yeah, word-wise is going the way of Typical Mistakes. There's no words up for Mousesports. This just shows them shows us how comfortable they are with just 5-man Dota in here right now. And of course they have 2 of those heroes, both Spectre and Morphling. They can just continue farming and then show up in any team fight that they want anyway, because they can either hunt in or morph in. Oh my god, I said morph in. Ha. But yeah, that's just the way this is gonna go. I mean, yeah, it looks like I have to say I'm quite surprised. This is not something I would expect Mousesports to be doing, but they're doing it. They're letting it go, and they're gonna give it to the Lycanthrope with Cakes picking up the cheese. Quite surprised about that. Maybe not feeling confident enough, though I do think they're... I don't know. I feel like they're getting quite ahead. Maybe that Lycan is a bit too scary for them. Or the Chronosphere and the clutch space of a Roshan, which is of course, I mean, a Roche fight. Perfect place for a perfect Chrono. And if you then have yourself a Veil of Discord over there and the Thunder God's Wrath and everything like that, it can be causing quite a bit of trouble. But Typical Mistakes is not going to be getting anything out of it for now. I'm actually thinking they're going to use it for defense. But knowing Mousesports, I don't think they're going to be pushing on with 5 men inside the enemy base while the enemy has got his Aegis up. So Mousesports is probably going to be playing it fairly safe. They're going to be sitting around. It's gonna be... keep checking. I have to keep checking. I'm still expecting Mousesports to get ahead on the gold graph. Experience graph I get. I mean, they're playing 5-man Dota. Right? So they're getting less experience than their opponent team because the opponent team is not playing 5-minute. Look at the minimap right now and you see that one is farming ancients, one is farming creep camps in the jungle, one is farming the top lane, the other was farming bottom lane. While on the side of Mousesports you had got one in the jungle, one here, or one in the mid lane, and the rest was around the mid lane as well, apart from the Viper was farming this creep camp here, but the rest wasn't farming. At least not as effectively. We do have a Scotty ready up on Quakefa. No BKBs. Screw BKBs. Who needs BKBs? I guess if you're up against a lineup that you know doesn't really have any disables, why bother with the BKB? Kling's bothered with the BKB. He has his ready. I agree though, because Mousesports actually has quite a few disables. Not just, of course, the Hellfire Blast, but the Hex also. And Adaptive Strike and everything. I mean, even if in a BKB you'll still get slowed by that Viper Strike, but you know, at least you're not going to be disabled, which is all you can really ask for. Looks like it's going to be Typical Mistakes. It's going to try to roll the ball here. Roll the dice. Going to go for the Viper. Going to be fighting him as well. Jumping towards him. Silencing him up. And they're going to be able to get him down. They should be able to. Chronosphere. It's only on black though. And it's going to be Faceless Void that wishes he had a BKB. Gets turned into a Piglet. Gets forced out of his own Chronosphere. Shiva's guard helping out. Nice crit. Helping out. Killing off black. It is going to be Necrolite with his Reaper Sight that gets a kill. Zeus is going to be in a world of trouble. Will be staying alive though, not unlike Quakefa goes down. This is gonna be Typical Mistakes that will be getting something from this, unless Quakefa buys back, which he does, and that should be forcing TM back. Should be. They still have the Aegis though, but they don't really have their lives anymore, and they did lose the Phantom Assassin, but they didn't get the tower, and they do get forced out. Good fight for Typical Mistakes, really good fight. Totally splitting Mousesports up. I have to say the Chronosphere was awkward. And good reply from Fada by just hexing instantly, making sure that Chronosphere basically didn't do anything but then a crit and Lycan, and you're done. That's all that it takes. I guess getting lucky is quite important still in this game. Yeah. Luck factor wins. But Mousesports actually taking the map afterwards. Just because of that buyback, you instantly see them taking the map, controlling the farm. Only the bottom lane is right now is from Typical Mistakes, and the only one they have there is the Klinks, and the only reason he is there is because he thinks he has an escape that is safe enough to be farming by himself. Zeus, 1800 gold up on him. Let's see what we have for the rest. We have got the Basher new, picked up by the Lycan, and therefore also not getting anything for his buyback anymore. He doesn't have anything anymore. The Haunt makes sure that everybody of Mousesports knows where everybody is. Wanted to try to go for Killings, can't do that, and he didn't even need to use BKB. I mean, again, one thing of the Spectre is he can't stop TPs out, so, you know, just TP and you're safe. Faceless Void. I think he finally realized that the BKB is something that he really wants to have. Getting himself the Minthra Hammer there is desperately needed. Kling's almost got himself his Deadlist complete, and will also be more and more the dangerous guy that you don't want to be meeting in the dark. And the PA, same story. BKB is going to be her item as well. Mousesports still sitting together. This is costing them a lot of time and a lot of experience on farm as well. So we have seen them, but they're going to smoke up. They're going to smoke up. Let's see what they can do with that. They missed a Morphling. Might wanting to wait for that, but this is wasted time if they don't go for smoke real fast. So they're going to be finding Morphling. Maybe not. They're going to just smoking somewhere else. And there's no wards up here for TM, so they didn't realize. And we, of course, see the minimap, so we see where TM is. So they're thinking, you know what, they're going to be ganking on Morphling because they did that last time as well. So we are going to wait around and see when they're going to come, and then we're going to jump on them or they're going to kill him. But they're not going to do that because they're all in the mid lane and smoked up. We're going to try to gank someone else. They're going to try to use Lycanthrope as bait. They're going to be seeing if Mousesports show up, and then try to kill off the team when it comes. Yay! So both teams having the same kind of idea, and both teams not really getting anything out of it. In the meantime though, this is more dangerous for Typical Mistakes than it is for Mousesports, because this is a tier 3 tower and the mid lane is only a tier 2. So this is going to be the TP in from Soyon. It's actually Mousesports that's still hanging around here. The smoke might have worn off, but they might still be able to get something out of this. Might be able to catch someone on a mistake. The wolf will scout things out and we'll actually see, okay, you know what, this is trouble, and this is going to be the exit for Mousesports, knowing that they've been scouted out and they won't be catching out anybody by surprise anymore. And in the meantime, this is going to be a Lycanthrope that already got himself the buyback ready again. And they seem to be doing really well. Finally, we see a change in the gold graph. Going very far the way of TM though. Even with still 2 towers to be taken down. They get the control purely because of the time wasted. Chronosphere up on 3. It is gonna be the Phantom Assassin that's already down though. Zeus tries to do what he can. Fada, he can just heal up everybody again. Klings pops his beacon. He's gonna try to go for a face of voice, still goes down. Black gonna get dropped down like a rope, getting the kill. Morphling on the way out. Morphling going down before he can get out. Boss going down. And Cakes, he's just sitting there, hitting stuff, killing stuff with his Daedalus. Might be able to get Viper as well. Boss came back because he, of course, has got that anchor. It's gonna be crits all around. And the Viper goes down. Fada still alive here, the one that keeps everybody up. The tanky hero that is there. Klings actually is the one to go down by the Necrolite. His pulse doing enough. But maybe Fada will be still go down here. Crits are needed. Not even needed actually. PA gets the kill. Double kill for him. Disconnect actually from the Morphling, who's probably gonna be getting a pause if he reconnects before he's or if he doesn't reconnect before he's back alive again. He can actually buy back, I think. Yeah, he should be probably pausing because this could be TM going for tier 2, perhaps even tier 3 if you try to force out all the buyback. Skeleton King is the only one left alive, and what is he gonna do with his blade meal? Not really that much. And this is TM
Radiant's middle tower
on a roll, getting further ahead than they were, making Mousesports pay for spending so much time together. So much time that TM actually managed to outfarm them in the end, quite heavily, for a game that has been going on even for a long time. This drop means a lot. Let's see if we can find some new items in here. We of course still have the Legathrow Filthy Rich. Doesn't buy anything new though. Faces Void did get himself a Maelstrom, so no BKB for him, so still gonna be a piglet in his own Chronosphere, like literally. And he died fairly fast just now as well. Can't believe it's only the 3rd time that he died. But it still happened. In the meantime, no really new items up. Kling still went down there, of course. He basically single-handed that team though at the time. He just stood there and hit stuff and crit stuff and got himself quite a few kills until he went down to Fada, who is of course still, I mean, he still died, but he was still able to just stand there and heal and stand there and heal and be that very annoying hero that we know he can be. And of course on the side of oh damn. On the side of Mousesports, they can't really spend any money right now. They need to save for their buyback, and they are going to be having to use it because that's why the pause is there. They know that Morphling has to buy back, and Steam is down. That's not good. And Steam is back. That's good. Well, that went fast, doesn't it? By the way, for the people asking, I know you have been asking, Cinderin is actually was here for game number 1, then had internet issues, wasn't able to join for game number 2, and unfortunately Mousesports had to get a stand-in for the other 2 games that they played, and that is why he's not here. I'm sure he will there the next time Mousesport plays, but for now he has some internet issues and will be forced to sit this one out, unfortunately for him. Steam is back up. Please, come back. Come back. Let's see if we can find some new stats for you. Oh, I actually haven't pressed this button in a long time in any of my casts, because I don't really like the button. It just shows a bunch of numbers, and I know that a lot of you people like it because you want to check out specifics for people, but for me, I can't really do that much with it because, I don't know, it takes me longer to look than to say something about it, which doesn't really happen, which shouldn't really happen with casting. So maybe it's just my flaw, but it happens. I have to think about it more, I guess. Well, highest goal permitted goes still to the Morphling, 518 on the side of the Radiant. Highest of everybody. Quickva. Look at that, black on his Spectre. Not what we expect black to be, but he has been picked on heavily. And I'm not sure if that's because Typical Mistakes decided, you know, the previous game as well, by the way, decided, you know what, black is the one that farms everything on Mousesports, so we have to shut him down, otherwise black is gonna kill us all. And then kind of forget about Quickva, and Quickva actually getting really good games so far, in terms of farm, that is. Of course, previous game, the Anti-Mage definitely dominated. Morphling not doing bad here either. But of course, overall, Dire having more gold per minute and still having one tower left standing of the outer tier 2 towers that they still have to take down, so getting a bit extra gold with that as well. Experience per minute going for both Morphling and Klinks, and Lycanthrope basically winning everything, and Necrolite also doing really well, but that's because they're all level 23, 24. You know, they're getting to that point where the experience graph is going to be worthless because everybody will be at 25 and everything will be evened out in all the good time. If everybody's level 25, there's not going to be any experience difference. As we're hoping that Steam is back up again shortly. Let's check if the admin said anything about it on the other screen. Sorry. No, they didn't. They didn't. So I can happily say. Well, I can happily say. I can only sad say we're still waiting on Steam. Still waiting on Steam. There, I said it's sad. So what can I tell you in the meantime? We've had a lot of pauses today. That's what I can tell you in the meantime. I can tell you that TM is looking really good. Really good in the experience graph even. I can tell you that Morphling is forced to buy back. Necrolite will also buy back. But those are the only two that they can buy back, and then they'll have 3 heroes there. Trying to stop 3 heroes, because it's gonna be 3 versus 3. Pushing power though? I mean, once TM actually gets the defenses, gets through the defenses of Mousesports, they've got Necronomicons aplenty. They have actually 2 level 3 ones here. So they will be able to do some damage to the tier 3. The question is how much, and how long are they willing to try and stick around, because Lycanthrope might be able to have a buyback, Zeus might be able to have a buyback, but PA actually just bought back, so he wouldn't want to stick around, and he... Hello? Oh, well, that's just Grant, isn't it? My Dota crashed. I will tell the admin. Dota crashed. Dota crashed. Let's hope that that's not going to be happening again. Let's see, we're gonna get stuck on connecting to Dota 2 network, shall we? Let's hope I don't. Did I just... No, I didn't. Cool. Reconnect. Let's hope that's also gonna be as easy for the other ones. For the other ones that still needed to reconnect back in. Show me their items. I will do that the moment I get back in. No. There we go. Pause is back. I'm back. Here's items. Happy times. Everybody happy. Everybody happy. Everybody having a TP scroll apart from Zeus. Ooh, Zeus doesn't have a TP? That's bad. Lycanthrope doesn't have a TP either. Well, Lycanthrope is not that big of a different issue because he can just run really fast. But Zeus, that can be trouble for him. Well, let's see if he needs this or not. No reconnect button. There's gonna be a console command, right? There is a console command. There should be a console command. There will be a console command. There shall be a console command. Yeah, you saw my overlay. Happy times. Connect back in with no issues. I never had that the reconnect button isn't there. And he reconnected in! Actually. Hello! He reconnected in. Go! Let's see who's gonna be buying back here, right? Let's go. He's gliding. But he's gonna go for the tier 3. Realizing that he can't get Rex out of this anyways. Buybacks are there and they back off. Or are they? Or are they? It is gonna be a kill on Zeus. We knew that was gonna happen. He couldn't get out. They wanna get those Rex though. Lycanthrope is gonna give his life for this. He doesn't have his wolf form anymore and he is gonna be going down. Might be getting someone with him. Doesn't have an Aegis, does get the Rex, does go down. Can buy back if need be, but he gets the Rex and that's most important. There's the buyback that we were waiting for. And that is gonna be, I'm not sure if that's worth it though. I'm not sure that that's worth it. Like and it's boosted travels. What am I talking about? Well, you might not have a TP score, but you have boosted travels. Okay, you know what? Blind. Happy then. Oh god, I restarted Dota, so now my smooth scrolling doesn't work. That's kind of sucky. That's really sucky, actually. Buybacks galore. Zeus, last one that could buy back, does so. Morphling can actually still buy back. Nice of him. Didn't he just buy back? Nope, he did not. Okay. Go for the tier 3. Let's see what TM has to say about this. There goes the stun. Hits upon the face's void. No Chronosphere for now. Zeus ulti going through. Pass. Trouble. Chrono. Hits up on 2 only though. Necrolite still taking a lot of damage if they kill him. That's gonna be massive. Pass coming back up again after his ankle allows him to. It's gonna be face's void that's gonna be able to stay alive because Viper goes down quite far. You're wrong side of the fence, wrong side of the tower. Going down, not taking the tower with him this time. And this is gonna be Pass on the run, and Black on the run, and TPs for everybody to get home. Apart from for Black, because he doesn't have neither boosted travels nor TPs. But this is gonna be...
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That's the 3rd time this game. 3rd time this game. Morphling buys himself back, because he could still do that. Black is not dead, but he can buy back if he does die. But this is gonna be TM. They don't have Lycanthrope though. He died again. And he doesn't have buyback. There goes the stun, it's up on the PEA. Black going for him, does have the Fusel Blade, uses it on him. Phantom Assassin jumps himself to the creep wave. And it's gonna be Kalings that goes down first. Maybe they can still get Black. BKB gets turned on. Need the crits. Doesn't get the crits. Does get the hit. Does get the kill. Can they get more? Phantom Assassin gonna be trying to get himself out of there. Will be able to do so. Tries to save Face Void in the process. Doesn't do so though. Buyback for everybody once again. Because they can. The only one that still hasn't bought back is Pass. But he has an Ankh, so he doesn't really die that often. And they don't really prioritize him either. I mean, once he done his stun, it's gonna be it almost.
Has fallen.
And that's gonna be nothing out of that from Typical Mistakes. There's gonna be the Roshan that they get as a reward, or are they getting that? Because hello, TM, there goes the sentry though, they see him. They see them, there goes the Chrono! Hits up on 2 only, but it's gonna be enough. Pass! Gonna get burst down, does still have an Ankh. Black does not have an Ankh, goes down, already uses buyback, also Koifa gonna get, using his Ghost Scepter to stay alive. And that is gonna be Pass, also using his Ghost Scepter to stay alive, but how long does you think that works? Blade Mail is gonna be running out soon. Klinks does not kill himself, 4 heroes dead on the side of Mousesports, still only 1 hero dead on the side of Typical Mistakes, and it's only because Mousesports killed them off earlier. And that's gonna be Roshan and Cheese, Aegis and Cheese going the way of Typical Mistakes, with the Aegis going the way of the Lycanthrope, who is now level 25. Killings getting himself cheese because he likes cheese, he's a French guy after all. French corpse. Or is he? I don't know actually. And we're gonna be seeing them pushing bottom lane for a change. And Faces Void on his way as well, but buybacks, you know, Pass could still buy back, we knew that one. We might actually have more buybacks soon, yeah. But that's actually on the other side. 42 seconds and a bit of gold before no? No, takes too long. Won't have buybacks. It's gonna be ranged racks, melee racks, middle lane, gets Klinks. Fala getting the kill, but what's he gonna be paying with? His life, that's right. He's going down. Tier 3 tower is gonna go down as well. And this looks to be GG. This looks to be Mega Clip. It looks like we're gonna be seeing Typical Mistakes taking on the winner of the other semi-finals in the best out of 3 in the grand finals of the AtoD 3 that are not happening today, unfortunately, even though it's pretty late, so I guess you're quite happy about that. Probably will be happening tomorrow, but of course it will be decided with the teams what time will suit them best, as we're still going to be seeing what the teams can do, because of course there's no GG just gold, and maybe we're still going to be seeing something else. Chronosphere, it's up on 3, but we're just going to go for these, for the throne, without the GGs. There's the GGs. There's the GGs. What do you see? The GGs. Okay, sorry. Oh god, it's late. I get it. I'm sorry. But the game is still done. Still Typical Mistakes. Take the win. Take game number 1. Take game number 3. With Mousesports getting game number 2 in between. Couldn't take it in game number 3. If I said the numbers right. I'm happy. And thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking here, even though the difficulties that we had with the pauses and with apparently Dota crashing, etc. And thank you for sticking around. Of course, this was the AtoD 3. This was the semifinals. This was like game number 3 of the best out of 3 of one of the 2 semifinals. And the other semifinals are actually, I think, already over. I just don't know who won, unfortunately. And we will check if they're still going on. So you can stick around for that. Anyways, my name is Sheever. I am a caster that likes to cast in their free time. If you want to support me, you can do that by subscribing to my YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, subscribing to my Twitch, and of course also checking out my website, SheeverGaming.com, where you can find all the games of today and tomorrow, including all the VODs of all the games, of all the casters, of all the tournaments in the archive. Anyways, let's jump ourselves out of this game and get ourselves some information on the other semi-finals. Stick around.